Koba almost returned in a major role for War of the Planet of the Apes, leading many to wonder, did Koba survive the fall and dawn of the Planet of the Apes? Koba, the menacing bonobo with a vendetta against humans, became a standout element of the rebooted Planet of the Apes series, which has brilliantly reimagined the struggle between humans and apes. First appearing as a secondary character in Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Koba evolved into a formidable antagonist in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, challenging Caesar's leadership and philosophy of coexistence with humans. The Planet of the Apes prequel timeline, centered around Andy Serkis' compelling performance as Caesar, explores themes of leadership, morality, and survival, setting a darker, more emotional tone. Koba's dramatic fall at the climax of Dawn left audiences questioning his fate, a question that tantalized fans as War for the Planet of the Apes approached. Koba's potential reappearance in War for the Planet of the Apes hinted at exploring unresolved tensions and the profound consequences of Koba's actions on both the ape community and the overarching narrative. Director Matt Reeves left the door open for Koba to return. The bonobo can be heard breathing under the rubble in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. War for the Planet of the Apes is the third and final entry in the Caesar trilogy, where he seeks out a murderous colonel, Woody Harrelson, after his family is killed. It deals with the evolution of the virus that wiped out most of mankind, which is causing the human survivors to regress and lose the ability to speak. The previous movie, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, saw an uprising by Caesar's former friend and commander Koba. Koba received vicious treatment from mankind during his captivity and fostered a bitter hatred for them. A turning point in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes finds Koba turning on Caesar because of his kindness to humans, so he leads an uprising that sparks a war between apes and mankind. Koba is eventually killed by Caesar in the finale, but in the end credits, rubble and breathing are heard, suggesting he survived his fall. Director Matt Reeves felt Koba was such a compelling villain that he left the door open for the character's return. Reeves later explained to the Q&A with Jeff Goldsmith podcast about how Koba would have played into War for the Planet of the Apes had he returned. One of Reeves' early concepts for War for the Planet of the Apes involved an opening scene where humans are bombing a colony of apes, with the presumed deceased Koba being a survivor. Despite his hatred for mankind, the bonobo would have been seen bowing to human forces and becoming a collaborator in revenge against Caesar. Despite the director's love of the character, he realized the idea of Koba somehow surviving his fiery demise in Dawn was ridiculous, though he recycled the collaboration idea for Donkey Red, who works with the human forces. Koba still makes two brief appearances in Caesar's dreams in War for the Planet of the Apes, as he's haunted by Koba's actions and death. While Koba was a great, complex villain, the prequel trilogy never makes humans the center of the story, as it was too much of a stretch to suggest he survived his fall in War for the Planet of the Apes. However, his actions from Dawn are still very much felt in the final chapter, as it was his plan that set the apocalyptic conflict in motion.